AI won't replace you, but someone using AI might. Let's talk about a phrase you've probably heard before. AI is going to replace jobs. It's everywhere. Social media, news articles, YouTube videos, podcasts. And depending on who you listen to, AI is either the greatest opportunity of our generation or the greatest threat. But after spending the last several months studying AI automation, building workflows, and completing an AI automation bootcamp, I've come to a different conclusion. I don't think AI is going to replace most people, but I do think people who learn how to use AI effectively will have an advantage over people who don't. And that's an important distinction. Think about calculators. Calculators didn't replace accountants. Spreadsheets didn't replace finance professionals. Email didn't replace office workers. The internet didn't replace businesses. What happened instead? The people who learned how to use those tools became more productive. And productivity matters. The same thing is happening with AI. Let's imagine two employees. Both are smart. Both work hard. Both have the same experience. Both care about doing a good job. The difference is that one of them knows how to use AI effectively. When they need to summarize information, they use AI. When they need to organize data, they use AI. When they need to draft communications, they use AI. When they need to research a topic, they use AI. When they need to brainstorm ideas, they use AI. They're still doing the work. They're still making decisions. They're still responsible for the outcome, but they're doing it faster. Now imagine the second employee refuses to use AI. They do everything manually. They avoid new tools. They resist change. Who do you think becomes more productive over time? That's why I don't believe the biggest threat is AI itself. The bigger threat is falling behind while others learn how to use it. And this isn't just true in technology, it's happening in marketing, operations, human resources, sales, customer service, project management, education, healthcare, and countless other industries. The people who learn how to combine their expertise with AI will likely outperform people who rely only on traditional methods. Now, I want to be clear about something. Using AI doesn't automatically make someone better at their job. AI can produce bad information. It can make mistakes. It can misunderstand context. And it still requires human judgment. That's why I think one of the biggest misconceptions about AI is that it's replacing expertise. In reality, expertise is becoming even more important. Because someone has to know whether the AI is right. Someone has to identify bad recommendations. Someone has to make decisions. Someone has to understand the business problem. AI can help, but people still provide the judgment. And that's where I think many professionals underestimate their value. If you've spent years working in your field, you have experience that AI doesn't. You understand customers, processes, relationships, industry-specific challenges, real-world consequences. The goal isn't replacing that knowledge. The goal is enhancing it. One of the biggest lessons I learned during my AI automation bootcamp was that AI isn't really about prompts. It's about systems. It's about understanding processes, identifying inefficiencies, connecting information, and solving problems. That's why I think people from operations, manufacturing, logistics, project management, customer service, and countless other professions have an opportunity right now. Because many of the skills they've already developed still matter. In fact, they may matter more than ever. The people who thrive in the future probably won't be the people who know the most prompts. They'll be the people who understand business problems and know how to use AI as a tool. Think about it this way. If two people are trying to build a house, and one person has power tools while the other only has hand tools, who finishes first? The power tools don't replace the builder. They amplify the builder. That's how I view AI. It's a multiplier. And the people who learn how to use it effectively may find themselves with opportunities that didn't exist before. That's one of the reasons I decided to learn AI automation. Not because I believed AI would magically solve every problem, but because I could see the world changing. I wanted to understand the tools. I wanted to understand the opportunities. And I didn't want to be standing still while technology moved forward. Now, does that mean everyone needs to become an AI engineer? Absolutely not. Most people don't need to build AI models. Most people don't need to become programmers. But I do think understanding AI is becoming similar to understanding email, spreadsheets, or the internet. At some point, it becomes part of normal professional life. And the earlier you learn it, the more comfortable you'll be when that happens. Before I wrap up, I want to leave you with one thought. I don't think the future belongs to AI. I think the future belongs to people who know how to work with AI. That's a very different thing. And honestly, I think that's good news, because it means the opportunity is still ours to pursue. Before I go, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think AI will replace jobs? Or do you think it will mostly change how jobs are done? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your perspective. If you enjoy practical AI discussions, workflow automation, business systems, and real-world technology topics, consider subscribing. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'll see you in the next video.